I wouldn't really say 2018 is that much of a disappointment for many people because their expectations were pretty low for the Dolphins. If anything, they kind of impressed actually. However, for Adam Gase's entire crew and Dolphin fans alike, this was kind of a disappointing year. But who's to blame? Adam Gase or Ryan Tannehill? Because a lot of blame will go to the coach or quarterback as it should. Just so you know, this is not a video to bash one or the other or both. This is simply just to look back and see what really happened and kind of how we can improve moving forward. Which, by the way, it is possible that we can improve even if we don't get as many wins this year. It's the direction that counts. So anyway, I think we should probably just go back to 2016 when Gase was first hired. At that point, Tannehill was in his 5th season, and honestly, he didn't show a whole lot of promise after his disappointing 2015 season. But Miami decided to stick with him anyway because they felt Adam Gase was a so-called quarterback whisperer and that he'd be able to help Ryan Tannehill reach his potential. Well, the season didn't start out great, they were only 1-4. But after changing their identity with Jay Ajayi, they turned their season around a little bit. Ajayi started to slow down for a little bit afterwards, and it kind of left room for Ryan Tannehill to step up, and he actually did. He was playing really well, and the Dolphins were kind of on a roll. He got injured late in the season, but Tannehill nonetheless had his best season yet in 2016, and the Dolphins also made their first playoff appearance since 2008. So plenty of optimism heading into 2017. Lots of talent, Ryan Tannehill was coming back, but then he gets injured again in training camp. So, out of desperation, Gase decides to get Jay Cutler out of retirement to play quarterback, but the season was over from the start. At the end of that year, Gase also thinks that the Dolphins needed a culture change after losing to the Bills, when if they won, they had a chance to make the playoffs. So, pretty much everyone leaves. Jarvis Landry, Jay Ajayi, and Ndamukong Suh, Mike Pouncey, every single one of their talented players leaves. But Ryan Tannehill stays. And because he's been out for so long, people kind of forgot that he had his best season under Adam Gase. And with a loss of talent and a mediocre quarterback at the helm, to say the least, people's expectations weren't high for Miami, at all. In fact, some people had them as the worst team in the league. So when the season started for 2018, they were actually off to a pretty surprising start. Tannehill was playing okay, and they were 3-0. And even though they didn't really play anyone tough, people were still kind of impressed. Then they fell back to earth a little bit with a bad loss in New England, and it didn't look great from there. They had they had it against a 3-1 Bengals team for a while, but they let that slip. And they surprisingly were able to beat the Bears with a backup quarterback, but they kind of struggled to win games beyond that. They also nearly had it against the Colts, but they let that one slip too. And so at the end of the day, they were 7-9. By the way, the Colts and Bengals game, those were two games where if they had it, they would have been 9-7. And think about this really hard. They would have had an even record with both the Titans and the Colts. And since in that scenario they would have beat both of them, they would win the tiebreaker and the Dolphins would get in the playoffs at 9-7. Wow. So who's to blame? Well, for Ryan Tannehill, I'm sorry, but he wasn't going to get much better than 2016. He knew that system so well, that's probably why he didn't play awful in 2018, but he didn't even play that good either. Once his first read is gone, he just won't really know what to do from there. I think a massive reason he was able to succeed in 2016 is because of the talent surrounding him. Oh, but he had the same players in the years before that. Yeah, but that's a problem with the quarterback. He only worked in one system, and that was Adam Gase's. So since he was able to figure it out so well, it didn't hurt that he had a lot of talent around him. And if he ever made a mistake, they'd sort of bail him out. So yeah, Tannehill could absolutely win a Super Bowl under Adam Gase, but he just kind of needs a lot of help. He can't really do it on his own. They really only went 3-0 because of their easy schedule. So that's why I think the blame should go more to Adam Gase. I don't blame him for not wanting to give up on Tannehill after 2016. Guys, he played good last time and he got injured. I don't want to give up on him yet. Let's see what he can do. But he should also know what quarterback he's dealing with here. He's not an Aaron Rodgers or a Peyton Manning or whatever. He can't just work with anything. He's got to have some help. He's not going to reach the level of those quarterbacks you're thinking he's going to do. He's 30, and if he doesn't do it by now, he just never will. So, he needs to know what he needs to help him with if he's going to choose to stick with Ryan Tannehill. And that's where he messed up. The culture change is an okay idea because, again, they didn't do terrible last year. They only went 7-9, but still no playoffs. I'd rather be 10-6 than 7-9. He took away all the help his quarterback needed, and because of it, his team underachieved. And now we're stuck here rebuilding. So we shouldn't look at this for too long because we should just focus on the future, but you can't blame Ryan Tannehill for being himself. Gase just took away anything he needed, and so the season didn't go the way he planned. Let's hope that moving forward, the Dolphins know who they're dealing with and what they need to do with it.